everybody, welcome to the Hacienda. Rivet here. Today we're taking a trip to Belgium, the city of Liege, and we're going to make Boulets À La Liégeoise, which in English means meatballs in the style of Liege. It is a delicious recipe, very similar to the Flemish stew I made a few weeks ago. Couple important items that we need here. I've got this bottle of delicious Trappist ale from Belgium. Of course, you're going to need the Syrop De Liege, or known as Goop. We can't get Syrop De Liege here in the States, so Mrs. Rivet did the research and she makes it at home. It is a paste of pears, apples, and plums. Very delicious. Also, what we need here is some very good brown mustard. If you can find this brand, I find it everywhere here. It is top-notch, highly recommended. And you see the rest of the ingredients. I'll talk about them as we go along. So let's get rolling. The first thing we're going to do is caramelize 2 onions, and they take a while, so you can do your prep work meantime. To the onions, we're going to add the 2 pints almost of the Trappist ale. This is really good, and notice it's room temperature. We don't want to throw in cold ale in this recipe. Alright, well, we got that going on. We're also going to add a tablespoon salt, teaspoon coarse ground black pepper, and 2 garlics. To that, we want to add a quart of beef stock. Now, I forgot to get beef stock, so what I do have is water, and better than bouillon, roasted beef base, which is absolutely fantastic. And we can make our own beef stock like that at home. And what I threw in there was 4 cups water, and this will be enough to make the equivalent of beef stock. To that, we're going to add our bouquet garni, which is thyme and parsley. And alongside of that, where are we? Need a spoon. We want a generous tablespoon of this German mustard. Oh, this stuff is so good. Best German mustard brand I have ever tasted. And finally, we got the juice of 1 lemon. Okay, so let's bring this up to a simmer. Okay, once it's coming up to a nice simmer, I forgot to say that we got to add 2 bay leaves. Then we are going to cover it, turn it down to low, and keep it at the simmer. And simmer it while we prepare the meatballs. What we have here is 2 pounds of ground beef, and we are going to add 2 beaten eggs, and the rule of thumb is 1 egg per pound of ground beef. Okay, we got a tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper, and we need some breadcrumbs. In this case, I've got garlic and herb. We want to add 2/3 of a cup maybe, and a bunch of fresh chopped parsley. That is so good, and that is going to add so much flavor. Okay, so we're going to wash our hands and get in there and mix the meat. Now, in this case with boulets, you don't need to worry about overhandling the meat. If it gets all pasty, that's fine too. After the meat is mixed up really nicely, 2 pounds of meat, we're going to shoot for 8 meatballs. That's going to be 1/4 pound each. And every video I've seen of people making this, they are really manhandling the burger. So I'm not too worried about doing that myself. So now that we got a nice sized ball, we're going to roll it in some flour. And we're going to set it over here on a baking sheet with parchment paper. And we'll do the rest. And here we have 8 meatballs. and they're going into a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, the meat is almost ready, and so what I've done here is I fished out the bouquet garni, and I cannot find the elusive bay leaves, so they're still in there. I'll fish them out if I can find them. So what we're going to add now is the Goop, OZ Syrop De Liege. And in this case, we're going to add 1 cup, 8 ounces. This stuff is delicious. To that, we're going to add a, 12-ounce box of golden raisins. Okay, and we're going to stir that in really well. Oh, let's get this out of here. Okay, now let's pull the meat out and stick the meatballs in there. Okay, after 1 hour in the oven, the meatballs are mostly cooked, and we're going to put them in there like so. Alright, so now that we got all the meatballs in there, we're going to submerge them. And by the way, I found those 2 elusive bay leaves. I took them out. And we're going to put the meatballs in there. We're going to bring this up to a low boil. And we're going to cook it for another, 45 minutes to get the meatballs cooked all the way through. And here we have a delicious steaming plate of Boulets À La Liégeoise. Looks delightful, smells awesome, but that's not all. We got to gussy it up in the Belgian way. And here we have it, typically served with French fries and garnished with a little bit of parsley. Let's go ahead and try it. First the sauce and some of these onions and golden raisins. Oh, those raisins. Their sweetness mixed in with the sauce as they cooked in. Very, very flavorful. The sauce is just fantastic. And the caramelizing of the onions is the secret. Absolutely. Oh gosh. Gotta have a French fry. I love French fries. What's there not to like? Okay, let's cut into a meatball. By the way, when I added the meatballs to the pot of sauce, I cooked it the remainder of 45 minutes uncovered. That allowed the sauce to thicken a bit, and it was perfect. Oh man, let's check out this meat. Can you see this? I hope you can. I think you can. Stick it in my mouth. Wow. That's hot. That is very tasty. Salt and pepper, perfect. The seasoned breadcrumbs add a little niceness. Of course, parsley is always good. That is a darn good recipe for meatballs. And you can see they're kind of firm because of all the extra handling. Apparently that's a Belgian way. You cannot overhandle your burger in Belgium. You know, here in the States we're always like, oh, don't handle your burger too much, just gently massage it. No, mash it up, beat it up, it's good. What's going on with my light? Uh-oh. Okay. That is really tasty. I would definitely make that again, for sure. It seems complicated, but it's not. It's a one-pot meal. Very simple to make. All you gotta do is get the ingredients. And hot tip, if you can't find Syrop De Liege or you can't make it, brown sugar or molasses is a perfect substitute. It's good stuff. That is delicious. Thanks for watching, people. Thanks for sharing a meal. Y'all take care.